Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
Um, I don't know quite how to word this, but I am dealing with having trouble finding or refinding my passion,
Okay.
and it's affecting business too because I'm dabbling here and dabbling there, and some things are fun, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing's really taking off. And I feel it. I feel like, oh, my heart's not really in this. I mean, it's in it, but and I know I've had a lot of loss and things, but I'm also a little afraid that I'm, gonna live out somebody else's passion or something.
Yeah, but you could have the same passion as someone else.
Yeah. I mean, like living out some family member's dream instead of my own kind of.
Okay. So you're saying you don't know, you can't identify what your passion is.
Yeah, it's like I I don't know if it's because of trauma. Um, been through a lot of loss, but I feel like when I was younger, I had all these passions, and even as a young adult, I sort of felt like I knew what I wanted to do. And now, um, either thinking about it or even sometimes dabbling in it, it's like, I don't know. This isn't really
Okay.
doing.
Are you worried that you're going to pick someone else's passion and they'll get upset with you?
No, I'm worried I won't live out my passion, and that, like you were talking about, with life being boring or whatever, like that
Okay.
is that is a horrible thought for me, to just have even like a boring, calm life. It's like I wanna be passionate. I wanna be living a fun life.
Okay. And you said you used to have multiple passions.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have multiple passions?
Yeah.
Because that's not actually coming up true. Are you
Okay.
allowed to have a single passion?
Yeah. I know that that's more of what society talks about. You have your one passion, but I know I'm multi-passionate or
Okay.
multi-interested.
Okay. So just whatever pops up in your head, what's wrong with having a passion?
Um, wow, I didn't expect it to go here. Um, so the passion that came up for me was singing, but I know that when I thought about like people with art, when I somehow have in my head that when they're really in their passion, they can like get lost in it, like
Okay.
too lost in it, like crazy.
All right. So are you worried that if you pursue your true passions, you'll get too lost in it?
Maybe. I don't think of that with singing though, but singing feels like my connection to the divine. But
Okay.
maybe I'm afraid of getting too into that connection with the divine and then not being here in the world, if that makes sense.
Yep. So are you willing to step out of your story that if you go with your passion, you will get too into your passion and not be in the world anymore?
Oh, I feel a huge no on that.
Yeah. Right. And this is, this isn't even a what would happen. This is just your projection of a possible future in which that could happen.
Yeah, and I've never really thought of it for myself. I thought of it for other people.
Yeah, but if you're thinking about other people, it's gonna creep into your thoughts about, well, what if it happened to me?
Yeah.
So the thing that's going on here is that it's not that it may happen. Your subconscious is like, I have to make sure it doesn't happen. And so the best way to make sure that doesn't happen is to make sure I don't have any passions, and then I'm safe.
Wow. Yeah.
So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure you don't have any passions so you don't get lost in them?
Yeah. But I need to step out of the story that it's not safe
Uh-huh.
or belief. And I think I also have the starving artist mentality.
Oh, that's a big one. So are you willing to step out of the story that you won't make enough money doing what you're passionate about?
Yes. I've been told otherwise, but I want to step out of that.
See, but if you've been told otherwise, then that's that person's story. It always amuses me when people say, don't follow your passion, artists don't make a lot. And then they'll turn around and buy paintings for their home and listen to music and read books. And I'm like, well, you're paying for all that. And you're telling an artist not to do any of that.
Because I think there's this mentality that there's a handful of talented few.
No. Think about how many books are out there, how many songs are out there. It's not from a handful of people.
Yeah.
There are thousands of artists putting out work all the time. If you go to just like Walmart, there's art there. You don't have no idea who those artists are, but their art's there. They're making money off it.
Yeah.
Not like it's only the very famous. It's not like there's Van Goghs through Walmart. Like there's thousands of people making lots of money. Like not even thousands. There's millions of people making lots of money through art, all the various forms of art. And you can do that too, unless you have the belief that artists don't make money and artists are always starving artists.
Okay, I'm still feeling the worry about getting lost in the art.
Okay.
Going crazy, kind of.
Okay, but it feels like part of you. Do you want to get lost in the art?
It's a two-sided thing. I want the connection with the divine part that I felt. I don't want what I've seen, read, heard about the crazy.
Yeah. So, but what you've decided is when you have a connection with the divine, you have a connection to inspiration, that it's going to be something where you lose yourself. But a connection to the divine, it can just be like, wow, look at her go and look at her make this art. Look at how she sings, look how she writes. All that is just connection to the divine. Right? Any big artist, especially ones that are writing their own stuff or drawing their own stuff, whatever, they're connected to the divine. And you don't see every artist just losing themselves. You may lose yourself in the moment of creation, but as soon as you're done that creating, you're done. Right? I've written books, I've done art, I've done projects, and I can lose myself. Even when I do programming, I can lose myself in the inspiration of doing that. And then when I'm done, it's like, wow, look what I created. But I'm not lost forever. So are you willing to step out of the story that in order to be a real artist, you have to lose yourself completely to the divine, to inspiration?
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Van Gogh, because that was the first one that came up to mind as far as going crazy.
Yeah, that's why I chose it.
Yeah. Yeah, people cutting off an ear and,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that kind of artist.
Yeah. But like how many artists have you heard that cut off their own ears?
Yeah.
Right. You hear about it as like, wow, that happened. But then how many stories do you hear? It's like, it's not like, wow, about 30% of all artists cut off their ears. No, you don't hear that. There's that cautionary tale of Van Gogh. Right. So. Okay, how's that feel?
Better,
Good.
light. Um, there is just a residual fear of like, what if my passion's not there anymore? That it's just gone.
Then you choose a different passion. Passions change, right? So just because you've lost one doesn't mean you can't switch over to another one. And it also doesn't mean you can't get it back. I used to be a very passionate artist. I would draw like photorealistic pictures when I was back in high school. Now I can draw stick figures because it's just not my passion anymore. Right? So you can go to what you decided is your passion and stick with it for a while, but passions do change over lifetime. Not for everyone. Some people have the same passions right through life, but a lot of people change their passion after a little while. And to think you have to stick with it because it has been your passion for a certain amount of time is just a belief.
I guess there's a degree of grief, potential grief, if it doesn't feel the same way. Because like with the singing, I used to feel, I don't know if I still will, the connection to the divine so strongly, more than any other thing I'd ever tried, and I haven't come across anything else since.
Okay, but you're projecting into a future that may or may not exist, and you're also choosing that you're going to feel grief.
Okay.
All right. So you could start singing again and find out, wow, I do have that passion, and then all this worry is for naught. You could find out that you could start singing and find you don't have that passion and decide, I'm not going to grieve about this. I'm just going to figure out what my other passion is, and move on to that.
Okay.
Right? Or you could decide to grieve for a little while and then move on as well. It's your choice.
Yeah. I guess I have to remember that even if I move on to another passion, I can still have that connection to the divine that I had.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.